Hello everyone, welcome back to this channel. Let's start a new course, Intro to SQL. Now the first course is about SQL and BigQuery, how to handle big data sets with BigQuery and SQL, and then the next lessons are about SQL commands. Okay, so first I will read out the tutorial for you, then we will do the exercise. The first one is not about SQL command, instead how to handle the BigQuery data sets. Let's read. SQL is the programming language used with databases. What is the full form? Structured Query Language. Because it's a language which helps you to connect with any databases. Okay. And it is an important skill for any data scientist. And in this course, you will build your SQL skills using BigQuery. What is BigQuery? BigQuery is a web service that lets you apply SQL to huge data sets. Okay, SQL is some commands. It's like a program, like giving instructions about which data you want to see. Right? Now this coordination is done by BigQuery. BigQuery is a web service. Fine. In this lesson, you will learn the basics of accessing and examining BigQuery datasets. After you have a handle on this, we will come back to build SQL skills. Clear? First, we will understand how to examine the BigQuery datasets. And then, from next on chapters, we will understand about SQL commands. Fine. Now, see your first BigQuery commands. To use BigQuery, you have to import. I think you already know that you have to import the library or necessary packages using which you are going to work. So here, what you do from google.cloud, you import BigQuery. Then your step is to create a client object. How to create this? Any name you can provide. They have given client equals to BigQuery, which you have imported dot client. Okay. So what it will do? It will create a client object. And this client object will play a central role in retrieving information from BigQuery datasets. Clear? Now using Kaggle's public dataset BigQuery integration, we will work with a dataset of post on Hacker News. If you click on this, this is about a website focusing on computer science and cybersecurity news. Okay. In BigQuery, each dataset is contained in a corresponding project, and in this case, our hacker underscore news dataset is contained in the BigQuery public data project. This is the project name BigQuery public data, and in that there is a dataset called hacker news. Let me show you one thing. See this one. This is the BigQuery public data project. And within that project, you have many data sets, and one of them is Hacker News. Okay, that's what they have told here. So now what are they doing? First, you have to create a reference, then you will be able to do the API request. So to create the reference, they have used dataset underscore ref client dot dataset. Here is the name of the dataset, that is Hacker News, then name of the project. Okay. So what are the steps? First, you have to import, then you have to create a client object, then you can create a reference by using the client object, and after that, using that reference, you generate an API request to fetch the dataset. So for that, client dot get underscore dataset. This function is used to create the API request, and here you have to pass this created reference. Okay. See, in BigQuery, each dataset is contained in a corresponding project. In this case, Hacker News dataset is contained in BigQuery public data project. That we have understood. To access the dataset, we begin by constructing a reference by using the dataset method. This is the dataset method. We are creating the reference. Dataset underscore ref is the name. Next, we use get underscore dataset method. This one, along with the reference we have just constructed, fetch the dataset. That's how you connect with the BigQuery. Okay. Now every dataset is a collection of tables. What is dataset? Another collection of tables. It's like an Excel file, like a spreadsheet file that have multiple tables, and in every table you have rows, you have columns. Okay. So we use list underscore tables method to list the tables in the dataset. This method will help you to know how many tables are there in the dataset. Fine. So to list, you can use the list function. Then you can see how many tables are there. Now if you want to print them, so you just start a for loop for table in tables, then print table dot table id. This is the syntax by which you can connect, you can use the BigQuery to connect with huge data sets, any kind of data sets. Okay, you can see here that there are 4 tables: comments, full stories. All these data sets are inside Hacker News dataset, and which is inside this big project, BigQuery public data. Fine. Now, similar to how we fetched a dataset, we can fetch a table also. We can see these are the table within the datasets. So to fetch the table, you create a reference. First, you have to create a reference. Then dataset underscore ref, that is the reference we created here. This one dot table full. So this function will help you to fetch the full table. This is the table name full, and you have to create the API request. Fine. So in the next section, you will explore the contents of this table in more detail. For now, just see. That's what we have just done right now. This is the client. This is the big project, BigQuery public data. Within this project, you have many datasets. One of them is a Hacker News dataset. Within Hacker News, you have 4 tables: comments, full stories. You got my point? So, what we have done as of now, we have just imported the BigQuery. We have created a client object. Then we have created a reference and we have used API request to fetch the dataset. Once you fetch the dataset, you can see how many tables are there. Once you see how many tables are there, you can fetch any tables which are existing within the dataset. That's what is done till now. Okay. If you practice, you will be able to understand how it is, what are the syntax. Fine. Now the structure of the table is called its schema. So we need to understand a table schema to effectively pull out the data we want. The structure of the table, what are the column names, details about the columns, all these things are together called a schema. For that, you just write table.schema. Then it will give you all the information on all the columns in the given table. Here we have used the table full, this one, kept it in table variable. So now if I print this table.schema, then see this is the output. Schema field, title, URL, text, date, by. These are the names. String, nullable, story title, none. Look here. Each schema field tells us about a specific column. Okay. The first one is name of the column. See, this is the name of the column, deleted. Next one is field type. What kind of data type it is? You know, data type are maybe integer, maybe float, maybe boolean. So this is a type of data for this particular column. Now, what is the mode of the column? Nullable. Nullable means you can keep null values. Okay. And next is description. The description of the data in a column. This is the structure. This is known as schema. Okay. So, schema field tells us about a particular column, about a specific column, or we can say that about a field. If you want to know, then you can print in this way, table.schema. This will give you the complete table structure. Okay. So via BigQuery, we have connected with the project, then we have connected with the database, datasets, then we have connected with the tables inside the dataset. Now I am printing the structure of the table, that is the schema of the table. Fine. Once you get the table, then only you can work with on the table by using different kind of SQL commands. Okay. So that's why we have done so much things. So that I'm connected with table. Now I can work with the table. I can apply different kind of commands. Anyway, let's read here. This tells us the field is called by, it is talking about this one. Exactly. This is a string. The column is about string. Nullable, you can keep the null values, and this is description. Now we can use the list underscore rows method to check just the 5 lines of the full table. You remember that to underscore data frame helps you to convert it to a data frame. But before that, what they have done, just want to see first five lines of the full table. So max underscore results equal to 5. Okay, client dot list underscore rows, that means please list the rows, maximum 5. So first five lines of the full table. And now if you use this one to underscore data frame, then it will be converted into a data frame. If you have worked with pandas, then you have come across this data frame many times, that from CSV file we have converted it to a data frame so that we can work on that. So same here, first they have listed the rows, first five rows, then it has been converted to the converted to a data frame. Okay. Now sometimes databases have outdated description, so it's good to check. This returns a BigQuery row iterator object that can quickly be converted to a pandas data frame with the to underscore data frame method. That's what we have just discussed. This is the output. See, this is the data frame. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because it is starting with 0. Now the list underscore rows method will also let us look at just the information in the specific column. If you want to know about any specific column, suppose you want only these five values, okay, not the complete data frame, so that also you can do. For that you have to use client.list underscore rows table selected field equal to table.schema. In title column will be printed, okay, all the rows but only one column, so the output will be this one, 0 1 2 3 4, title none, and max result equal to 5 because you want 5. Okay, and now you convert it into a data frame by giving to underscore data frame. Clear? Disclaimer, nothing important. Then you can practice whatever you have learned yet. Okay, so whatever the things you have learned as of now, what is BigQuery, how to connect it with large data sets, how to create the reference, how to create the API, then how to connect it with the project, then how to fetch the data set from the project, then how to fetch any table from the data set, and after that how you can take some rows from the data set and can convert it into the data frame. These things you have learned. Now let's do the exercise. First you have to run this to set up for their exercise. You just have to do it. Okay, now we can see here from google.cloud import BigQuery. BigQuery imported. First, you have to create the client object, client equal to BigQuery.client. Now they have connected to a dataset named Chicago Crime. So client.dataset, name of the dataset is Chicago Crime, project is in BigQuery public data, different dataset. We used some other dataset, but here Chicago Crime is the dataset. You have to create the API request, so you write client.get dataset underscore ref. Fine, let me run this. Using Kaggle's public dataset BigQuery integration. Okay, now exercises. Count tables in the dataset. Like see here, how many tables we had. Let me show you. 4 tables. Okay, how we listed this? By using this one. List client.list tables dataset. You just copy this, and if you write it here, then you will be able to count the tables in the Chicago crime dataset. Here also it is dataset. The name is dataset, so we don't need to do any changes. We can run it. Okay. Now you want to know the number of tables. Okay. So for that you have to use length. Here you have the tables list. So you can just write length tables. Now if I run it, perfect. If you want to see the table ID, then you can use this one. This one we are doing, they have not asked, no problem. We just want to check the table name. Only one table, crime. Any, or we can write print num underscore tables also. Sorry. Uh, only one table in this data set. Fine, no problem. You can check the solution. Now explore the table schema. See, uh, this is how you can explore the table schema. So, how many columns in the crime table have timestamp data? How many columns have timestamp data? Let's check the hint first. It is saying begin by fetching the crime table, then take a look at the table schema and check the field type of each column. How many times does timestamp appear. Okay, so first fetch the table. See here, this way I can fetch the table. If I just let me so dataset underscore ref dot table full. Here it will not be full, but it will be prime. In this dataset, there is only prime. This one you can delete anyway. So now we can fetch the table. Perfect. Then take a look at the table schema. Okay. So write table dot schema. So what will be the output? Oh, now they are telling you just how many times does timestamp appear. So number of timestamp fields, you have to check it from here. 1, next 2. So only 2 times. So after you check how many times does, so it appears 2 times. It's like put your answer here. So we have to write 2. Okay, but they have just said to explore this uh, table schema. Okay, so I think you have understood. We have just explored the table. We have just fetched the table, that is crime. Then we have used table.schema to see what is there inside the table. And they have told us to check how many times now are there. Fine. Now, create a crime map. If you wanted to create a map with a dot at the location of each crime, what are the names of two fields you would likely need to pull out the crime table to plot the crimes on a map? Oh, okay. Okay, if you want to create a map for the crime dataset, like you have a map and you can find the location where the crimes have happened. So for that you need something related to location fields for plotting. Let's check the hint also. I think we need the details about location. There are couple options, but two of the fields are most commonly used to plot on the maps. Both are float types. They have given God hint. Unique key, integer, required, case number, string, nullable, date, block, primary type, description, location description. This may be important. Or arrest, domestic, word, community, x coordinate, y coordinate, latitude, longitude. Latitude, longitudes are most important. So if I write latitude and longitude, the main exercise is about understanding the table. I think it will be okay. Tube. Okay, let's check the solution. If I run it, that is what is written for plotting. Oh, I'm really sorry. These things you have to keep inside quotation. These are the names. Okay, fine. So keep going. You have looked at the schema, but you have not done anything exciting with the data itself. Things get more interesting when you get to the data. So keep going and write your first SQL query. In our next lessons, we will start how to write SQL queries. So let me revise the whole thing again. First, we have learned what is BigQuery, which is a service that lets you apply SQL to huge dataset. Second, how to import this, how to create a client object, then create a reference, create the API request, so you connect with the dataset inside the project. Okay. Now once you get inside the dataset, now you check how many tables are there inside the dataset and what are the name. After you find your particular table, you can connect with the table and then you can fetch the table schema. There you can see any number of rows as per your choice. You can convert it to data frame and you can work with that. That's what we have learned for the day. Okay, so I think you have enjoyed the session. Let me know how much you have enjoyed. Let me give your feedback, please. If you like, please like and please subscribe to this channel. And meet in your next video. Till then, bye. Happy learning.